Good morning, Wendy. How are you?
Morning, Stella. I'm really good. It's great to see you.
It's great to see you too. So, Wendy, I've invited you to come on this morning to talk about the Light Up books. Now, Wendy, you were kind enough to come up from Melbourne to the Childhood Education Conference with your books and sell them to the educators. And what I'm really trying to do the next couple of weeks is bring in speakers and talk about positivity during these uncertain times. And when I was thinking of the lineup, I thought I'd love to get you on to talk about the importance of the books, why they were developed, and more importantly, how we can use them right at this moment in time with all of our children, whether you're an educator, a parent, or a friend. So, would you like to tell us about the concept behind the books?
Absolutely, Stella. Thanks so much. It was a real privilege to come up to the conference. I'm in a kindergarten. I'm a kindergarten teacher down here in Mount Evelyn in Victoria. And it was fabulous to have the conversations with the educators and personnel in the sector about these books. My colleague and I, Lisa Maravellis and myself, got together a couple of years ago, and as a kindergarten teacher, I felt there was a gap in the market in terms of a resource that actually teaches social skills. And so we sat down and started to create a series of books that show exactly, so I'm just showing you the piece one there. I know
Yeah.
it's back to front, but there are 9 in the series, and
Okay.
each book has a little story inside that teaches what the quality looks like, what the virtue looks like when it's all going well, what happens and what it looks like when things go wrong, because we know in our social world that's where we learn. We want mistakes because that's where we learn, but what does it look like when things go wrong? And then at the end there's a solution to the story, so there's always a way forward, and that's why they're so positive. And of course, they're beautifully illustrated
Yeah.
by Kayla West.
Yeah.
She's done a fabulous job depicting our little bear. And
Oh,
each page has a star. The bear has a star. We actually, Stella, called our bear Stella because it's all about, the stories are all about the star, and that we can shine our light forward for others. And
absolutely.
Stella means constellation of stars. So
Yes.
that's why we called him Stella, or him. Um, and the star is really to shine the light forward to others. And they're just really positive little stories with fun rhyme, really easy to read. And so we have, all of these books.
That's
9
great.
of
So, and it's so important at this time of uncertainty for children's emotional well-being, because we are exposed to certain platforms of media everywhere we look, and everything can be changing. So their everyday routine, like you said, you don't have the kindergarten children in your class at the moment. So that's a
Yeah,
big transition for them. You know, we've just started early February and already we're out of school again. So
yeah,
bringing in something that is really easy to read, that they
yes,
can go back to again and again, can really bring some kind of certainty, you know, to their lives. And let's be honest, also to the parents and the educators, because we're all feeling it as well on another level. So you don't always have to be thinking, because these books will tell a story and it comes from the heart. And you've got a really lovely character to, you know, to show how, you know, how to be kind, or what happens when you're feeling peaceful. Because at the
yeah,
moment, there are a lot of people who aren't feeling peaceful or who aren't
exactly.
feeling kind. You know, the children are seeing what's happening in stores or what's happening in the media, and there's a lot of, you know, negative energy around. So,
That's it.
you know, it's
Yeah,
important
yeah,
to have resources like this that are easy to get. And also, if families are homeschooling, it's great to have something different for the children to read, because reading is so important. You know, early literacy, you know, recognition of letters, route learning, all those things. It's
yeah,
all important in their development. And right at this time, there are a lot of people going, what am I going to do with the children if they do stay home? if they're families, and with
Yes.
educators, how do I explain this situation? Excuse me. So from a development point of view, social stories are so important because you're right there in the midst of something happening, like you said in your series of books. So this is why I wanted you to be able to talk about the variety of books that you've got, and can they be purchased, like, how do you purchase them? Like just one or in a pack? How do we go about doing that if we're interested, Wendy?
Absolutely. Well, we have the books online, so it's very simple. You just go to our website, which I'll tell you in a minute. On the website also, there are a lot of ideas. So in the blog section, there's, say, for example, for peace, and more going up each few days. And there's a whole section of ideas of what you can do at home to help you, for example, find peace. And I've chosen this one to display today
Yes,
because that's really, I think, where we're at.
yes,
Peace for you, parents, and peace for children as well. There's a set of books, colouring sheets that you can use after the activity, that you can use for a mindful activity. Put on some beautiful music, and you've got one of the bears there that you can have. When you sign up on the website with your email, you automatically get 5 free colouring sheets.
great.
As a teacher, I'm not really big on colouring sheets, but in this time, I
Yeah,
think we do have time. And if that's what you and children like to do, then just sit with that and enjoy that time. Colour the bear, think about the story, and talk about what you can do to be peaceful afterwards. Or for any of them, I mean, patience is a good one too, because we as parents are expressing lots of patience at
we
this
are.
point in time,
We
aren't we?
are.
And what can we do to teach our children to be patient in the moment when we're, trying to manage school tasks that schools are sending home, and just doing life. But one message I would give out there is that, as a teacher and a parent, just know that we've got time now. All
Yes,
those things that we didn't have time for before, we now do have the time. So read during the day, take a bit longer, read some novels to your children, and just sit with that. So yeah, going back to the website, there's lots of ideas that go with each book there for you, to extend the idea and keep it coming. Look, people are telling me the children are coming back to these books again and again and again. And while they are aimed at early childhood, we've put 3 plus. Even the grade 5-6 teacher here at our school uses them, and then the children make up their own verses from that, in relation to the virtue that's being talked about in each book. So
absolutely. There's a lot of room for extending as well.
yes,
After you read the book, you can make up a story, draw a picture, or what makes you feel at peace, or how do you feel when you're feeling kind, and what are the things that we can do? And from that, especially right now, we could go and draw some pictures and give them to our neighbors, or give them to the nursing
yeah,
homes that have been shut
yeah,
down.
absolutely,
Things like that. And like you said, it's all about being creative at the moment, and this is why I've decided to make these clips as well, these daily clips, because it's about
right.
pivoting with the times. We don't know what's happening from one day to the next, from state
Mm,
to state. But one thing that we all do have now is time. And it's really important to slow down and be mindful, because there
yeah,
is so much information that is being passed through media to all of
yeah,
us, whether we're early childhood educators, families, workers, that we can be consumed with the negative. So it's important about seeing the silver lining every
yeah,
day, and that's getting up and being grateful for what we have, which is the resources and the time. And we look around, and the people that we see are the people that we love.
yes,
So
yes. Yeah, it's such an uncertain time, and very very easy to feel the anxiety and the stress. And let's face it, there is that in our
yes,
society right now, in all of us, in our homes. So guard against that. Turn the TV off when your children are around, and get your information about the virus and everything from a reliable source.
Yeah.
It's not helpful for children in particular to be hearing over and over and over people's opinion on a certain thing that actually have no background in giving that advice. So be mindful. You do these mindful activities, and look. Very well, you can buy these books from you can buy them singly, or you can buy them as a pack, and obviously there's a discount if you buy all 9 at the same time. Stella, there's another book that I co-authored as well, called Raising Resilient Kids. And I have this one for sale as well. Now, this has got a chapter from all of the speakers from the Raising Resilient Kids conference that is run by Sharon Witt. She's a colleague of mine. Michael Cargreg has got a chapter in here, Colette Smart, all those people, and myself, talking about my chapter particularly is about early childhood and building resilience in our kids. So this is a little bit of gold.
Well, I'll be definitely getting that and the books for Imogen, because I'm all about reading. I've already read my 15 books on my bookshelf, and I can't read the EYLF or the educational standards or the regulations anymore. So
something different.
Reading something different. But thank you, Wendy, for taking the time out this morning to tell us about these wonderful resources that definitely can be used not only during this time but moving forward with our children, whether we're in an education setting, a classroom, or at home as parents. So thank you so much. If you could give us the link once we're finished, we'll put everything up and we can start ordering. So everything's okay to still be shipped out and things if people have questions?
Yep, we're all ready to go. Yep.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. You have a lovely day in your beautiful classroom. I can see those beautiful trees outside. Look outside to the sunshine and get some positive energy.
Yeah, we'll do.
Have a lovely day.
Thanks, you too.
Bye, Wendy.
Bye.